thank you very much for coming to our first proper in-person audition masterclass. I would be remiss if I didn't immediately start by introducing my super friend and amazing working professional who I'd like to come up on stage.
Oh, sure. Hi.
This is Miss Candi Boyd. She's absolutely an awesome all-rounder, not just triple threat. I mean, how many threats? Have you got enough fingers to count them all?
Yeah, I mean, my big non-threat is I don't play any instruments.
What?
Big regret. I mean, I stopped piano in high school. Don't stop taking piano lessons. It's like my biggest life regret. But yeah, I do lots of stuff. I do stunts. Do you know I do stunts?
That's amazing. Stage fighting, I'm going to guess?
Stage fighting, but also on TV, I've done a lot of TV stunts.
So TV, film, voiceover, obviously loads of theatre. You're in and out of Jersey Boys at the moment,
yes,
still.
I am.
So anybody wants to see Miss Candi in Jersey Boys, she's up there doing it. She is a booking machine.
Wow.
It's very rare there's a week where you don't have a TV show that you're filming and you're somewhere in a camper van or whatever they call them over here.
Doing my best. We're doing okay. I'm grateful.
And she's still kind enough to come here and teach.
Yeah, I love this stuff.
Super. So, with the big welcome, I will explain a little bit about it. So it's going to be an audition process. We will have a look at the initial audition video, and I will say, the general standard across the board was fantastic. So even if you weren't selected to be one of these guys, it wasn't because your audition wasn't awesome. It genuinely was a little bit like trying to work out what was a good spread of things to talk about, to look at. A lot of the things that you guys were selected on was actually about the technical side of the audition. Like, I can point out a little something about the way it was framed, or audio levels, things like that. So it certainly wasn't an out-and-out singing competition, because there were some super singers who were not doing on the callback just because of lack of time. Because I would very much like to have a good 12, 13 minutes with each person, so we can play a little bit with the song, play a little bit with how you might get adjustments from a director in an audition setup, and also just giving you some ideas on how you'd want to approach a callback before going in. I would like Gianna, if you would, to keep a little eye on the time for us. Okay. That would be super. This is Gianna Izzo. She's our stage manager for today. We might have her introduce you. You never know. We might change up the rules as we go along a little bit. But it's going to be nice and loosey-goosey. Please do not feel more nervous than you do standing up on a weird stage in front of people going, because I know that's weird, but please don't feel nervous. We're here to have a nice time and to hear what you can do and help you out. So, I think we can get started.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right. Okay, well, first up, we're going to have Miss Becca Axler. Stay there a second, because we're all going to have a little look at Becca's audition video.
Well, and if I may, real quick, I would love to have, I don't know, this is my first one of these, sorry. So, I would love to have people slate in like the way they would in an audition, in a callback. So as you would come up, you would, you would maybe hand your sheet music to the pianist. You don't have to do that here because he has it. But you could say hi to the pianist, very polite, right? Hi, thank you so much. And then come up, and before you start singing, before the pianist starts playing, you could say, hi, my name is, and tell us your name, and I'm auditioning for the role of.
And as you'll see, exactly the way you slated in your video auditions.
Perfect.
So that's part of how we're doing all this. So, as I said, first up, we have Miss Becca Axler. She will tell you all the information herself as to what she is up to.
Hello, my name is Becca Axler. I'm a Sellwood student, and I'm auditioning for the role of Sandy in Grease for the song Fools Fall in Love from All Shook Up. Fools fall in love in a hurry. Fools give their hearts much too soon. Just play them 2 bars of stardust. Just hang out one silly moon, and they've got their love torches burning when they should be playing it cool. Oh, I used to laugh, but now I understand. Shake the hand of a brand new fool. I can't help falling in love. Fools fall in love like I do. So shake the hand of a brand new fool. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rebecca Axler. Candi, do you want to come on up? Can you come up for a second if you'd be so kind? So, why do you think that would have got a nice call back for Sandy in Greece?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I think, am I on frame if I just do this?
Yes.
Hi. I think that was great that she took us on a really nice acting journey. So she had really nice beats of like hopefulness. And then when she realized at the end, she realized that you were in fact the fool, right? And that was really clear. She showed a lot of vocal range. So she showed like a nice soft part of her voice and also like this nice big high belt. It really showed like she understood the song. She's obviously the right type for Sandy. I would definitely give that a call back.
Yeah. From a technical point of view, had a nice slate. It was maybe a little touch rushed, because that's where we want to kind of get the feeling of, hey, do we like this person? Do we want to work with them? Never mind, if they're talented, that's super, but that's where we get a chance to go, oh, isn't that Becca? Isn't she? Oh, she's nice. So you can take a little bit more time on that, and I might have liked to seen a little bit more of a transition from the sad part into the big more angsty moment. But it was a super suitable song,
Yes.
Very similar to Hopelessly Devoted, so it was a great choice. I think it was a very suitable song.
Even framing, like you were lit well. The frame I like when you're singing on camera, I like a little bit wider frame, just like you had, which was really nice too.
Super.
Yeah.
Gianna, can you bring us Miss Becca Axler?
Oh, it's so fun.
I would say so. Yes. And let us know who it is.
Oh, okay.
This is Becca Axler.
Hello, my name is Becca Axler, and I'll be auditioning for the role of Sandy in Grease, and I'll be singing Hopelessly Devoted to You from Grease. to Grease. Guess mine's not the first heart broken.
Sorry, excuse me, apologies. Could you do that again?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Guess mine's not the first heart broken. My eyes are not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know. There's just no getting over you. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you.
Very nice.
Can I ask you, would you be able to do the high F at the end?
You.
Can we do that from Hopelessly Devoted to You? Can we do that
Okay.
section? Thank you. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hopelessly devoted to you.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Gorgeous. Do you want me to sit for notes or go up?
I
Or?
would go on up.
Great,
I'm
hi.
going to move her around.
Okay, great, hi. That was so good. Okay, so let's talk about this. First of all, this song is fantastic for you. I love this song for you. You should keep this song in your book. The flip to the higher part, it feels comfortable. Is it comfortable for you? It feels really nice in your voice. First things first, I love your hair, I love your outfit. It's perfect for this. So like you hinted at a costume without like wearing a poodle skirt from a costume shop, and I love that. It's perfect.
I like to wear a headband, but I don't think a little much.
I think what you did is perfect because I can see your face. That was actually one of my notes from the video, is that your hair was hiding your face a little, and this solves that. So I love that. Okay, so what are the first 2 lines you say in this song?
I guess mine's not the first heartbroken. My eyes are not the first to cry.
Great. As this character, do you think you thought those thoughts before, or are you having a realization at this moment that, oh my gosh, I'm not the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if maybe in your preparation you thought, oh, I've had this conversation many times, it's a kind of a golden rule of theater. It's always more interesting to see someone have a thought for the first time. So I would love to see you do just the beginning and do those 2 lines. Into that 3rd line, I'm not the first to know, it's just not getting over you. Do all of that as though they're coming to your brain in the moment for the very first time you've ever thought them, okay? Great, try that.
Guess mine's not the first heartbroken. My eyes are not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know. There's just no getting over you.
Good. Amazing. Wasn't that more interesting and better and awesome? That was so much more interesting to see you like processing your feelings in the moment. It felt very active. You did that really well. You even made all 3 of the thoughts different, which is like a next level that I wasn't even gonna go to. So very good job. Great. And then I would love also for you to think about the big acting change. Sorry, most of my notes are gonna be acting notes because I love acting a song. It's like literally my favorite thing in the whole world. So that's why I was so excited to be here.
And you'll actually often, this is a fairly standard thing anyway, often the musical notes and the singing notes would come from the musical director anyway, so the directors are often not singing experts.
Right.
So,
and fair. Yeah, exactly. So I would love a bigger aha moment on the but now, right? So you're processing all these things. I guess I'm hopelessly devoted to this person. And then what happens on the but now? What is she saying? In your own words.
I can't really like stop it.
Great. That's great. That's a perfect active thing. It's like, my heart's broken, I feel terrible, but I can't do anything about it. I love you, right? So I would love to see a bigger acting change because the voice changes, so it's telling us as the person when you get your sheet music, oh, this is a big change here because that big jump, right? So next time we run it, how long are we at?
About 5 minutes.
Great, next time we run it, think about that being a big jump. The other thing I wanted to say was, who are you talking to?
Myself.
Great, that's fine. However, when we talk to ourselves, it's sort of an inactive choice, or it can be, right? Because when you talk to yourself, you kind of like look down, right? So in this theatrical world we live in, when we talk to ourselves in like a soliloquy song, like we often see, you know, in musical theater, we often see the person we're thinking about, the person we want to see these words to, and maybe we don't have the guts. So I would love if we have him, and you did it towards the end, I would love to see where he is sooner. Whether you're like hiding under the bleachers and you're like literally looking at this person, or whether in your room and you're dreaming about them, put them in a place and put it just over the, now I'm way down there, but put it just over the audience's head, right? You could put it like just under that camera, you could put it just to the side, one of these lights, but make that a clear spot that you come back to a few times. That will make us feel like you're connecting to the character and suddenly it's a scene and not a monologue. Very important, great. The last thing I want to say is, 2 more things. Sorry, it's so fast things though. Watch the ingenue hands.
Yeah.
People don't really talk like this in real life, and it's a thing we all do when we're singing because we feel like we need to do something with our hands. Just be aware of them. I'm not saying you have to not do anything. I'm not saying you have to do something different. I just want you to be aware of when they creep up here, and maybe just choose something different to do with them. And then the last thing is an open-ended question is, does she like that she's hopelessly devoted to him? And does her feelings on it change from the beginning of the song to the end of the song? Ooh. Okay, I would love to, I would love, Tom, any notes you have, and then to hear it and see it one more time.
Let's do this first. Let's see the changes she makes, and then I have something, but it's expanding on what you've said.
Great.
Guess mine's not the first heart broken. My eyes are not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know. There's just no getting over you. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly
Beautiful.
Can I, with my musical director hat, just ask, can you hold till the actual end of the...
Oh, yeah.
So that...
Yeah.
Which is even harder. I'm just going to expand just very briefly on what Candi said, which is emotions. We were talking about emotions. Do you remember what we've talked a little bit about? Deciding what those basic emotions are. Because that will also inform what you do physically with your body. So we tend to sort of do things with our hands, as you say, because we're like, I should be doing something and I'm feeling things, but I don't know how to show it. So, what's your initial feeling? What's your primary feeling on this? And it's really sort of standard stuff. We often forget about it, because we know what the song is about. How do you feel?
Kind of angry.
You're starting out angry, even though you're quietly angry?
Yeah.
Okay, so what sort of direction would that feel?
Down.
Down. And so when you get to the but now, and it all grows and gets bigger, what emotion are you moving to there?
Like, I was thinking like hopeful, but that's not really like.
It doesn't, it's not quite. But you could have, as Candi said, that sort of antagonistic thing of, yeah, but I kind of like it. Might want to, just because it starts piano, which is quiet, might want to think starting sad.
Okay.
Building to an anger and frustration, and then maybe you give us that little resolution of the story, which is, ooh, I kind of like it. So is it, ooh, not quite that big, but you see what I mean. Try it one more time for us. I think this will be the final one.
So good.
Okay.
Guess mine's not the first heart broken. My eyes are not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know. There's just no getting over you. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you.
Big round of applause, Miss Becca Axel, well done. Super, well done.
Beautiful.
We'll let you know.
She booked it, sorry. She booked it.
All right, thank you very much, Becca. Next up, we have elementary school age performer. We have Miss Marin Wilson. You can stay there because we're going to have a little look at your video and see all the wonderful things you did.
This is Marin Wilson. My teacher is Paige Porter. I will be using the song Put on a Happy Face from Bye Bye Birdie, and I will be auditioning for the role of Baby June in Gypsy. Gray skies are gonna clear up. Put on happy face. Brush off the clouds and cheer up. Put on happy face. Take off the gloomy mask of tragedy. It's not your style. You'll look so good that you'll be glad you decided to smile. Pick out a pleasant outlook. Stick out that noble chin. Wipe off that full of doubt look. Slap on a happy grin. And spread sunshine all over the place. Just put on a happy face.
Before we bring in Ms. Wilson, would you mind, Candi, giving us a little breakdown of what you liked?
Oh, I would love. Hi. I think, again, like great framing, great lighting, great outfit. I love that you wore the same outfit today. That's good because directors are dumb, so they forget. They'll be like, oh, the gingham dress, of course. And that song is perfect for that role. I also love how you sang it in a very Baby June way, like you were kind of bossy with it, and that song's not always done. I mean, the lyrics are bossy, but you added like a level of like bossy Baby June to it, which I loved. And I also loved how you acted it from the minute the music started to the minute the music ended. A lot of people are sort of like this, and then they start singing, right? So I love that you kept that character the way through.
It's a super tip. And some of my students will have heard that, and it's lovely to see it from one of Paige's students. Paige brought a super teacher. She really is wonderful. Some of you guys will have had her on occasion as a sub for me. It's a super tip to remember. You want to have you as the performer, you as the nice person who people want to work with, and we're in our character, and that's often better to start before the music starts, because otherwise you're like, oh, I'm adjusting while the introduction starts. And that can be a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
One other thing that is much overlooked, what a great audio level. The volume, the setup was beautiful. The piano level to the voice level was absolutely super. It sounded really
It did, it sounded great. I love the drama. It's so dramatic.
I know.
I love it. Bum, bum, bum.
Here we have Merritt Wilson.
I just want to make sure I may have got the microphone right. If I did, it's my luck. No? Oh, you might not. I'll let that down.
Hello, my name is Merritt Wilson. I will be singing the song Let Me Entertain You from Gypsy.
Is that a little high for you?
I don't know.
Seemed a little high. Let me see if I can do one that's a little kind of key. Because it's a really high stuff. Let me entertain you.
I don't sing that high.
No. It's getting me to stop singing that high. That's the problem. Let me see if I can.
The world needs altos too, you know.
Let me see if I can do that slightly for you.
While he's looking, Marin, you started at the very beginning with like this very cute, you almost did like a little pose, and this song is aching for choreography, right? She is such a try-hard, do you know what that is? She's really like, look at me, mom, look what I can do, right? So any inkling, it felt like you wanted to pose, but then you stopped yourself. Any inkling of like a button at the end, or like a move, just give it to me, because this song is all about personality and this role. Do you know this role very well? Yeah, so she's basically like the very talented but very confident, overly confident sister of Louise.
Yes.
And so she should be kind of obnoxious, right? So you're allowed to go there, like let it be as big and showy as you want it to be, okay?
Let's just do it very briefly, just get you into the song. We'll just try it a little bit. So I'm just going to give you a... Let me entertain you. So it's a nice like, let me
entertain you.
a little higher. Let me
Entertain you.
bang. There we go. That's beautiful. Here we go.
Let me entertain you. Let me make you smile. Let me do a few tricks, some old and then some new tricks. I'm very versatile. And if you're real good, I'll make you feel good. I want your spirits to climb. So let me entertain you. And we'll have a real good time. Yes, sir. We'll have a real good time.
Nice. There we go. Apologies if the key was a little unkind. That being said, if we're auditioning for a role that is in a tough key, that may be what we get. That is always tricky.
They made me go in and go in and go in for the principal in School of Rock. I went in for it like 100 times, and she sings the Madame Butterfly, and I was just squeaking that stuff out. And every time they were like, "Thanks for everything else," like it was like that one thing, you know. Great. How did that feel for you?
Really good.
Great. Okay, so let's talk about some mysterious saying we have in auditions called the moment before. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
It's like what happened before.
Yeah. So in musical theater, at least in classic musical theater, something happens right before you start singing, and your emotions get too big and you must break into song. You cannot just speak anymore. That's somehow the rule of musical theater. So in this show, do you know what happens right before this?
Well, I think this part they had just like booked their first performance, so it's her first time doing this for an audience.
Okay. And so she's just doing her job for the first time.
Yeah.
Great. I would love to raise the stakes. Have you ever heard that key phrase? So to make what you're doing more important to you. It's always more interesting to watch someone doing something that's more important to them than just going through their everyday life, right? So how could we raise the stakes of this song for you?
Like if I didn't do good my first time performing, I would never be able to perform again.
Totally, right. Maybe there's a director watching. Just for this audition, it's still within the world of the show, even if it isn't the exact thing from the storyline of the show. Maybe one of these girls is the director. My friend in the overalls, what's your name, dear?
Mia?
Mia is your director, okay? Mia, would you mind doing me a favor? Could you turn around and not look at us? So Mia is the director, and she is not paying attention. I would like you to sing again, or at least start, and maybe I'll stop you just for time, not because I want to stop you, and get her to turn around and pay attention to you, whatever that is. If it's whatever that is to you, okay? Go ahead, just start her off and see how that goes for you.
So let me... I wouldn't start with the so, sorry.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Let me entertain you. Let me make you smile.
Look right at her. Get her to turn around. Okay, girl? Try again. Don't turn around, Mia, whatever you...
Let me entertain you. Let me make you smile. Let me do a few tricks, some old and then some new tricks. I'm very versatile. And if you're real good, I'll make you feel good. I want your spirits to climb. So let me entertain you, and we'll have a real good time. Yes, sir! We'll have a real good time.
Did you all see the difference? I felt the difference. felt more important to you. You raised the stakes of the scene, right? You needed something. It wasn't just a show tune, just we're singing for no reason. It's really important to decide whether it's in the show or not, that what you need something from singing that song. It's the thing you want. It's your objective of the song, right? Every scene in a musical has an objective, every monologue, every song, right? Objective is what we want. And then there's more intricate things like how are we going to get it? How are you going to get the director to pay attention to you? Maybe it's the moves, right? Maybe you sing louder. There's lots of different ways, but that makes the journey of a song way more interesting, right? Really good adjustment. Do you have anything for her?
So if you're talking about trying to get attention, and that's a really good device in any song that you're working on, because you always have an agenda. That's always going to be part of your story is, I want you to listen to me, I want you, or I love you, do you love me? You're always looking to get some kind of response. So if you're looking for a response of just any response, let me entertain you, let me make you smile. You've got to try little things. There's always catchwords. There's always words, and sometimes the individual words can just pop out and become your tool, your weapon to get what you want. I would also like to say, not every song and not every role is about being real and being truthful.
Absolutely.
And there is an aspect of Baby June who is pure, I'm good, Jim. And I would love to see that to finish, unless you have another adjustment.
No, that feels great. Just
could
like
you give me a nice
just
yes,
like a machine.
sir? All of that. Could you give me the whole yes, sir? Be as obnoxious as you can, Marin. I know it's hard for you. Let me just say, Marin was the unofficial co-director of our Hamilton summer camp last year.
Yeah, just lay it on thick, as cheesy as you can be.
Yeah.
Give us all. Don't hold back.
Let me entertain you. Let me make you smile. Let me do a few tricks, some old and then some new tricks. I'm very versatile. And if you're real good, I'll make you feel good. I want your spirits to climb. So let me entertain you, and we'll have a real good time. Yes, sir! We'll have a real good time.
You're getting that job. Great job. Miss Marin Wilson. Beautiful.
Very nice. That last one was the perfect mix of like a truthful acting scene, and then you layered the like shtick on top. It really was great. It was perfect. Well done, Marin.
Our next contender. We're going to have a high schooler this time. Here we go. Miss Mia Longenecker.
Mia Longenecker. My voice teacher is Tom Sellwood. I'm going to be auditioning for Meg Marsh for Little Women, and I'll be singing Goodnight My Someone from The Music Man. Good night, my someone. Good night, my love. Sleep tight, my someone. Sleep tight, my love. Our star is shining its brightest light. For good night, my someone. Good night. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be. Sweet dreams to carry you close to me. I wish they may, and I wish they might. Now good night, my someone. Good night. Now good night, my someone. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Miss Mia Longenecker auditioning for the Australian tour of Little Women. I will say it is very well worth. I'm glad you're watching this on YouTube, because you would have seen this in person upside down. You can see this in person on the right side up, and it is really well worth it because it was a lovely, super smiley, relaxed performance. It was really nice. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That was beautiful. What a beautiful instrument, and perfect for that role, perfect for that song. I actually sing that song to my kids every night. I love that song. Really well done. I loved how engaged. He said smiley, like I put the word engaged. Like you were really telling us, or telling whoever you were singing to, what you needed them to hear. You were really with them. It was beautiful to watch. The framing was nice, albeit upside down. Your hair, like everything, the lighting was good. Of course that got a call back. I thought that was lovely. I'm excited to see it in person.
It's delightful. I will say, I just saw The Music Man on Broadway a couple of weeks ago. That was better than the version of the show.
Really?
I love Sutton Foster, and I used to take class with her. I used to know her quite well. That's not the term in opera is her far. It's not where she lives.
Her wheelhouse.
And it is where certain Mrs. Mia Longenecker does. I would say that the image was a touch grainy. So that might be something you want to look at. You can always erase it once you've sent it, so I would probably look at your video settings, because that is something that will be useful, certainly when there's a more... This is a kind of general note, and it's a bit of a miserable one, I'll be honest with you. In a lot of cases, and this was a big part of what we did with this process, and everybody will be getting feedback, by the way, whether you are in this process or not, you will get feedback early next week. One of the things that people will do is they're looking for a reason not to cast you. It sounds horrible to say, but because there's a lot of people auditioning. So if your video comes in and it looks grainy, and yours didn't look badly grainy, but it was just a nice opportunity to give this message. If your video looks grainy, if you're the wrong way up, or just the vertical filming, or your video's 5 seconds too long, or the audio's not quite there, that will be a reason for them to go, ooh, just saved myself a minute and a half. Moving on to the next person. So that's why these processes are so important. It's not just about being a wonderful, engaging, wonderful performer. It's also just about ticking the boxes.
Well, the more boxes you tick, the more professional you look, right?
Yeah.
You want to seem like, oh, I do these self-tapes all the time. Everyone wants me. I have auditions all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would say the things I noticed was at the end, we saw you like going and you know, when I do a self-tape, just put it in iMovie. I don't have anything fancy, and I just trim that off of the end.
Actually, if you have an Apple phone, you can literally do
You can do it on the phone too.
From your photos.
Yeah.
So that's worth doing. That's not the sort of thing that will lose you a job. Don't worry.
No. But it all just makes everything, like, I actually, in my iMovie, when I have an audition, I'm saying my name, I actually write my name at the bottom as well, like in the little titles, just so they, my agent,
nice.
Just so they know, just in case they didn't hear me. You know what I mean? There's lots of like little professional touches you can do to just make them be like, oh, this person really knows their stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
John?
Shall we?
But it is kind of like this in an audition situation as well. There'll be 6 of you sitting in a hallway that's really echoey, and you can hear everything that goes on in the room, and you're like, oh, that person was really good, now you might be next.
This is Mia Longnecker.
You might want to adjust the microphone.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mia Longenecker. I'll be auditioning for Meg Marsh in Little Women, and I'll be singing More Than I Am.
So I'll just be giving you like the 2 bars in. Sound okay? So you come in on you. Mia, could we have a big ending? Could we do just from With You, I Am More Than I Am? Big note?
Yeah.
You have that? Just want to hear the top
Yeah.
end? Want to hear the top end?
Of course.
As big as you can.
Okay.
So, I'll give you... okay.
Is that how it's written?
She's got the top notes.
Yeah, that's not how it's written.
No, the guy goes up.
Oh.
But I've been asked to do the female lines. I mean, I often had to do that when I was,
Really?
when I was in Phantom, they'd often have you sing the Christine lines, and all I asked of you just to make sure you had the top. So it does happen.
Great, that was beautiful. Okay, so many good things. I love your outfit. Again, I think it's like an ode to, without going too far. You look comfy, you look cute, but it's not a costume. I think it's perfect for this. I would love, so it felt to me like you came up and slated and you were thinking about singing already. And then you started singing and you were thinking about singing for the first line. And then the second line you were like, oh, here I am, I'm the character. So I would love to see, even if you need a second, a lot of times in auditions, I was taught this back in 1986 or whatever, however long I've been doing this. You come in, you say, hi, my name is Mia, and I will be singing this song. And then the pianist will not start playing until you look at them. Is that still true?
100%, yeah.
I not only urge, but like encourage people to take a moment, because then us settling in, maybe I'm writing your name down, I was writing your name, you know, I'm not even with you yet, so don't feel like you have to rush, because they don't want to be rushed either. Does that make sense? So I would love you to do the whole beginning again. Come on as like a person, that when you slate, the thing that should be in your head is, not I'm the perfect person for this part, but am I a nice person that you'd like to be in rehearsal with 8 hours a day? That's what they want. They don't need you to be the part. They don't need you to be a perfect version of anything. They just want to know if you're a cool person that they can hang out with 8 hours a day in rehearsal, right? So come on up as like chill you. If you look down, to take a second to just switch to the character, and then go ahead and look at him when you're ready, and then hopefully when the first chord he plays, you are Meg, you are in it. Does that make sense? Great, let's try that. Yeah, just for the
Hi, I'm Mia Longenecker. I'll be auditioning for Meg Marsh in Little Women, and I'll be singing More Than I Am. Did that feel better to you? Great. Also, just watch the hands on the hips. It feels like you're a happy place, which is fine. Again, everybody's different. I just don't want it to be a crutch, like something you have to do when you slate. Sorry, I'll come back up there. I want it to happen on purpose, and I want you to be aware that you're doing it. Just like the ingenue hands, right? We're allowed to have hands here. We just don't want our hands to be there without us knowing. Does that make sense? Amazing.
Could I just give a technical point? Could you be a little closer to the microphone? I know you're singing beautiful and loudly, but if you were in a situation, I mean, generally speaking on a large stage, you're just left to fill the hall. I've auditioned on some horrible barns of theatres, 3,000 seater theatres, that are carpeted, upholstered chairs, and it's really easy to oversing and suddenly by the end of the audition. I was doing that for Hugh Jackman, the boy from Oz. I was going up for that, and that was all B flats, yelling off the front of the stage, and I can't remember what theatre it was, but it was a barn.
The Marquee?
Ooh, yes, it was. It was right
She's a big in.
beast. Didn't get that job.
It's all right. That's why we're here. Great, that felt good. I would like to talk about, so far the tone of this is great. I can see who you're talking to. You feel like you have a really strong objective, right? I feel like you know what the song is about. You're in it, you're connected, just like in the video. Let's talk about the line, I swear I will love you as you love me. How does that line go in the music? And then there's like a
Yes, I
dot,
swear,
dot, dot.
I swear to you now with all of my heart, I swear I will love you as you love me.
And then dot, 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 from this moment on.
Yes.
So, as annoying as that is, that's a whole sentence, that whole thing, right? I swear I will love you as you love me from this moment on. Now, of course, you have to breathe, and the beginning part of it is super high.
There is a rest in there, so there is a space for it.
Great, good, and I want you to breathe, but I want you from an acting point. I don't have, my note is not a technical singing point. My note is to think of the through line of that thought from an acting standpoint. It felt like two sentences. Think about when you have a song, go through and mark everything that's a sentence. That's a complete thought. And even if there's a rest or an ellipses or some sort of break in it, you still have to complete the thought. Now, why did you stop as an actress? Why would you say, I swear I will love you as you love me from this moment on? No one would do that, right? You'd either be looking for your words, right? Or you'd be realizing for the first time, it starts now. Make that rest active to complete the thought. Does that make sense? Don't drop the activity and then bring it back up when you open your mouth back up. Cool? Great. And then the last thing is towards the end, I will be more than I am. Is that the very last line?
With you I am more than I am.
With you I am more than I am. So this is a repeat note from one of my other ladies. That's a new thought. That's the first time you've ever thought that, right? So even if that's not how you prepared it, think about trying it this way, that's the first time you've ever thought that or said it out loud. And how does that make you feel, right? Is it amazing? Is it scary? Is it hopeful? Is it give you pause? Does it give you joy? And make it a really strong choice, but make it a new choice, a new thought, right? Cool. Do you have anything?
Only that when you're talking about choice, we want to think, what's my emotion? What am I feeling right now? So
Yeah.
it wants to be a specific. I'm feeling hope, or I'm feeling joy, or I'm feeling love, or sadness, or fear, whatever it is. But we want to see what that is, so you need to know what it is.
Right. So
that
decide
it
in your
shows.
brain.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is there's no wrong answer. You don't have to pick what I would do, but whatever you do, you have to know, and you have to try to make it clear for us. Cool? Yes. Great.
I've little something after this.
Oh yeah, great. Did I throw too much at you, or does that make sense?
Yeah, no, please.
Okay, great.
Don't run. One other thing. So, lots of actors' notes of how do we feel inside, what are we feeling, what are we going to portray. What about putting ourselves outside our body and considering what the directors see? So just from a purely directing point of view, I know we're not directors generally, but it's really valuable to think, what bracket am I looking to fulfill for them, and how can I fill that bracket for them? So even on the opening, so taking out that thing, what's just happened to spark this section of the song?
Over love and curses like over war. And
Yes, but why? So I'll marry you today. So she's like, don't go, I'll marry you.
it's like a mutual realization.
Okay. So I would suggest you might want to take it out of the context of the song, because what you've only got that section of the song to show your Megness and to also blow us out of the water. So you want to make the strongest story you can from the little section of the song that you've got. You can't assume we know where you are and all the subtext and everything you've been through the show, because you don't have that time. So I would suggest, number one, your starting moment is this person's just knelt down and proposed to you, and you've gone, I'll marry you. The shock of it is so, oh my God, I've got to sing about this. And yes, a million times, yeah. Do you see how that propels you into that thing? But the reason I say that is also because this song is obviously built to show off the big singing and the big emotions. So you were doing a lovely job on internalising it, but there are times, I'm not saying specifically in this, but there are times when you want to externalise that and say, they're looking for the big finish. You know, and is it realistic? Not entirely. But you also might be performing to the people at the back, and the people up on the top, in the balcony and in the gods. And at which point, showing off the epic nature. And that's a pretty epic song. It's not the small, intimate, come with me, let me expose my inner secrets. So that thing of thinking, what are they trying to say? They've given me this song because it shows off the big notes and the big emotions. This is the biggest thing she does, she feels. So that's where the story lies. Boom. That's why I wanted the end big note rather than the smaller note. And that I wouldn't be surprised if somebody said, hey, well, give us that.
Yeah.
Because you might audition with the person who you'd be playing opposite, but in a lot of cases you're going to be just there on your own, showing off what you can do. Do you want to say it one more time?
Yeah.
Give us a big show-busy version.
But it's true, it's a good note, right? That you are doing one song to show a whole role, and a role like this is big, and she has lots of emotions, right? So it is true that a smart performer will try and show not only the full emotion of that one song, but of the whole character, the whole show, right? And maybe that is a sillier moment at the beginning, like a more outward, and a bigger moment at the end. I love it.
If she's a happy character,
She's happy.
She might be loving you. She's going, oh my God, yeah, I'll marry you.
Yeah, I love
All
that.
those things, you don't have to do that. Take a little 5-minute break so we can stretch our legs, rest, look at our lines. Remember what we're doing? Next up, we have Jonas Wilcox. Not one of the upside down videos.
Are there more than one upside down video?
There was one more, but it wasn't somebody who got selected, but that wasn't the reason. As I said, there were so many great auditions. They will all be at the end. Everybody who wants to be shown, we'll put all of them at the end. You'll see plenty of really good ones. Caitlin, your one went upside down. Where's Caitlin? It wasn't your fault. You said something. All right. Now this is Jonas Wilcox. Jonas is about to appear as Enjolras in Les Mis.
Ooh.
All I know.
I gotta come see this Les Mis. I literally know everyone in it, and I don't live in this town.
Do you know, I'm fairly certain there are 4 people in the entire cast who I don't see. I'm not kidding.
I would
That's
believe
a
it.
lot of people. Anyway, Jonas Wilcox.
14, I'm auditioning for Velma Von Tassel from Hairspray, and I'm singing It's Not About Me from the prom. I want to tell the people of whatever this town's called. I know what's going on here, and frankly, I'm appalled. I read 3/4 of a news story and knew I had to come, and unless I am doing the miracle worker, I will play blind, deaf, and dumb. Listen, you bigoted monsters, just who do you think you are? Your prejudice and your oppression won't get past this Broadway star. Stealing the rights of a girl who is an LGBTQT. I've been but too angry to Google what those letters mean. But it's not about me. It's about poor Emma, for can't you see the raw deal she's been dealt? So hear my plea, or here's your next dilemma. How do you silence a woman who's known for her belt? Thank you.
Awesome.
So good. I love that song.
It's a
What a
great
good song. Great
Very
job.
suitable.
Yes,
role.
great choice for this role. Honestly, everything you were doing was awesome. The sound quality was not awesome. The lighting was not awesome. The
Admit-
camera angle was not awesome. But you were
This
fantastic.
is not the best sound system, but leveling, framing, something that's really useful to see. This actually, Becca, yours was a little bit as well. You had the camera down, so it means that everything was a little bit like you were looking over us a touch. It was very, very minor. You have your camera on your desk, right, Jonas?
It's under the books.
Just
Yeah.
get a little higher.
So you can see it's a little bit down up. Though oddly enough, it kind of works for the character.
It does. I was going to say,
Oh.
camera tricks is, cameras down here you look like in charge and mean. Cameras up here you look like small and innocent.
And that's
Cameras right here you
good to
look like you're connecting with someone. Like, well, I do that in self-tapes for TV. If I'm supposed to be like a mean cop, I'll put it down here. If I'm supposed to be like a sweet mom, I put it up here. So something to just know that it just changes how you look. And you were really backlit. So like I take lamps from around my house. You don't have to buy anything. And like put it next to the camera and like aim it at my face. And then potentially turn lights off behind me or some lights off behind me. And that gives you better light in the front. And then what the distortion was it's called, it's distorting because you're too loud for the mic to handle. So it's turning down the gain is what that's called. So I'm not sure how we do it on every phone. I have like a fancy program on my phone that has an external mic when I sing for self-tape, so I use that, but I'm sure iPhones these days, just G-A-I-N, it's called the gain. You wanna make sure the gain isn't hitting, it's like a thing, it's green, yellow, red. You wanna make sure it's not hitting red, because that's when those loud notes are distorting, like that.
And so that's one of those things that, and to be honest, it is a heck of a lot easier just to have an iPhone on a tripod. The iPhone microphones are phenomenal these days.
Oh my
So a lot
gosh.
of the people you've heard about nice levels, it's just about practicing with the sound, moving it around a little bit, and look for as clean a background as you can get. It doesn't have to be empty,
Yeah.
but that was a little bit busy and a little bit cavernous. It's like, ooh, let's look and see what's going on in the back there.
But I'm so into all the
So-
things you were doing. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Here is Jonas Wilcox.
I notice you still are allowing it to be really quiet when people come up.
Serious stuff.
Are you going to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jonas Wilcox. I'm 14, and I'm auditioning for Velma Von Tassel from Hairspray, and I'm singing with Baltimore Crabs.
I'm just going to give you 2 bars in where we get
Okay. Oh my God, times have changed. This girl's either blind or completely deranged. But time seemed to halt when I was Miss Baltimore Crabs. Sorry.
That's all right. Goes Child of Dreams.
Yes.
I'll give you this. Oh, actually, let's go from the top. Want to go again?
Sorry. Okay.
And that's not uncommon. We've all forgotten it. It's easier to just go back to the start again. Same intro.
Oh my God, times have changed. This girl's either blind or completely deranged. But time seemed to halt when I was Miss Baltimore Crabs. Childhood dreams for me were cracked when that damn Shirley Temple stole my friggin' act. The crown's in the vault from when I was Miss Baltimore Crabs. Those poor runner-ups hold some grudges in their cups, but I to the judges and...
Okay, let's go from those poor runners up, those poor runners up. So, 1, 2, 3.
Those poor runner-ups might still hold some grudges. They patted their cups, but I screwed the judges. The fools thought they'd win, but they would spin in their dance. Not a chance, 'cause I hit the stage, batons ablaze, while belting high seas and preparing soufflés. The triple somersault was how I clinched Miss Baltimore Crabs.
Thank you. That's all right. Yep. Right.
Great, I love this for you. I would say in an audition, and I still do this to this day. Okay, so in Broadway auditions, there's sort of this thing I've heard, and I like it. And it's when you have a callback and you have new material, so not your song from your book, but a song from the show like this. Actually, people say they always hold their sheet music because it makes it look like it's not a finished piece. It makes it look like, it reminds the people watching, I just got this, I don't know what it is. So I would say, I don't know if you agree, I think everybody's different, that in this situation, if you get a new song, it's got a lot of words, it's fast, you're not sure, I often will just print out the lyrics and hold it. And if I look down twice, but I never have to stop singing, I think that's better than feeling like I don't know it and it flustering you and it making you not feel as confident. So I would say in the future in these situations,
Do you have the music with you? Yeah. Words? Give me a second.
you could just hold it, because you know the tune. I don't like flipping through sheet music, because I don't need it that much, but just like a list of the words, so you can look down and like souffles, triple pirouettes, whatever, you know what I mean? But stay in character. I love that. And I think that's a good thing to take forward is, these people know you just got this music. I know you just got this. I didn't mind when you had to stop at all. I really wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention to the moments that you were giving me the character. I've been the dance captain for Jersey Boys for 8 years. I'm not anymore, but I was. And I ran a lot of auditions. And I actually loved it when people messed up because it shows you their true self. Like, it's the most honest moment you'll have in an audition. And some people will be like, stupid, and you're like, whoa. And some people are like, oh, I'm sorry, can we just take it back? And you're like, great, look at that pro under pressure, and that's what you did. And so I really don't feel like messing up is as big of a deal as anyone thinks it is. I think it's totally fine, and it actually just makes you look human in the room, and you know what I mean, as long as you keep going.
I will give a brief musical note as well,
Yes.
which is, and this is actually a singing and a performance note generally, the more exciting the music gets, the more calm you have to be. And that's also just that, not just from an acting point of view and an audition point of view when we're all like, oh God, and we're getting overexcited anyway and nervy. Just if you want to have a quick look at stuff. Is that 4 pages or 3? 2. So there's another 2 pages coming. Is that the right thing?
Oh, it's so small.
It should come through normally. But also just from a singing point of view, because the more the more we want to kind of but the voice doesn't work like that. It wants to be wide open. It wants to be over the top of If the more you stress and strain and get tight, the more the voice stops in here versus flies out over the top of it. So if you ever watch opera singers, who obviously do what we do, but do it in a very, very specific and scientific way, the more exciting it is, the more they're like, they're just, that's worth remembering. This is a very, sorry, I'm going to reprint. Don't know if we've got.
And from a breath standpoint too, right?
Yeah.
Because that's one of my bad habits. When I don't quite know it and it's fast, I take like little panic breaths, and that brings that tension in. So even make sure you're breathing in that same sort of open, calm way.
And when you've got this piece, which is,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Yes.
so float over it. Relax, because she is never flustered.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah, there.
so your slate was so good because it felt like you. I felt like I met you. You were just a little rushed. So do exactly what you did, but just don't apologize about it because it was perfect. I really felt like I got a glimpse of your personality from your slate. So great job. So this song to me is it's a little like Baby June in that it's a little bit choreographed, right? So who are we talking about in this song? We're talking about basically 3 different things. We're talking about the girl, right? We're talking about, what's her name? Tracy.
Yeah.
We're talking about your past when you were Miss Baltimore Crabs. And then at one point briefly you talk about the other girls who tried out for Miss Baltimore Crabs, but you kick their butts and they're jealous, right? So to me that is 3 very clear focal points, focus points, right? If it were me, you choose your own adventure, I would put Tracy somewhere over here. Like really pick a spot. Like Tracy's sitting on that bench. And then I put you as Miss Baltimore Crabs right in the middle. And then I put those jealous girls as maybe Mr. Tom, right? And anytime you're thinking about you as Miss Baltimore Crabs, you're looking here. And anytime you're talking about this girl, you're looking here. And anytime you're talking about these women, you're looking here, but then you're back at Miss Baltimore Crabs, right? And it really paints a picture for us, because that's a lot for us as viewers to juggle, right? A lot of, what? Who are we talking about? So think about doing it again and really seeing those 3 places. A strong focus point is really important. Now there are easy songs to do it, like your song where you're talking to one person, right? That was pretty easy. She was just talking to this guy who's proposed to her. But in this song, you're talking about a whole bunch of stuff, so the clearer you can be, the better, right? Great. And then I would say to make this really strong, you have this really calm slate, and then the minute you hear that music, your moment before is what? What do you think?
She just messed up.
Right, what did she do? Be specific. It's great. She tripped. She's flat on the floor. I want to watch you see her trip. I want it to be that specific. Does that make sense? And then give me those 3 focus points. And then again, much like Dainty June, this is a bit of a showgirl number. So think about, you did it on the video. I know it's new, but think about how you can add a little Shazam to it, right? Because that's what this number is. She's lifted by boys. You know what I mean? It is a show number. So think about being a little larger than life. Cool? Do you have anything?
No?
That's a lot.
Good. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So moment before, and then 3 focus points, and then don't be afraid to use your body. Those are my 3 notes. Great. I can't wait.
Just let it go.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh my God, times have changed. This girl's either blind or completely deranged. But time seemed to halt when I was Miss Baltimore Crabs. Childhood dreams for me were cracked when that damn Shirley Temple stole my friggin' act. With the crowns in the vault from when I was Miss Baltimore Crabs. Those poor runner-ups still hold some grudges, they patted their cups, but I screwed the judges. Those fools thought they'd win, with a weight they would spin in their dance. Not a chance, cause I hit the stage, batons ablaze, while belting ices and preparing souffles. But that triple somersault is what I lynched me Miss Baltimore Crabs.
Nice adjustments. That was exactly right.
Loved it. That was so relaxed. Okay, all right. Great. Yeah, I love the stuff about the start. What about the big ending? That's the end of your song. I know the song goes on for another 5 minutes with a big old and there's all sorts of stuff going on in the middle of it. You haven't got that to play with, unfortunately. So, when I was who? Baltimore. Give us a big end moment, because that's, that. Think about it like a joke. you're always, no matter whether you've got a 32-bar audition, a 16-bar audition, I've done an 8-bar audition once. And did not get a call back. But because I was really snarky, and so I did the last 8 bars of Love Can't Happen, which is, and I will give it to you, and I know! Because it's really quick, so 8 bars was that. Anyway, so you've got to give a story, no matter short or long, how long your story is. And your story at the end is, but this is how it's done. Boom! Give yourself that big end beat, because that's what will sell them. And they will remember the punchline. It's a joke, and the big bit's the punchline. If you don't give the punchline, there's no point in telling the joke.
Is there even maybe a slide or something?
Oh, I love it.
Like, I don't remember how it goes.
Yeah.
Look around.
Yes, you could.
Or
Tell
something.
you what, let's throw something at
Like
you.
a big,
Very
juicy,
adaptable.
alternate
Yes.
note.
So let's have
Surprise
I
them a
Can
little.
Miss Baltimore Drive. So go really long, just like you did on your initial video, where you went way longer than was written, but boy howdy it worked, because it was the end of the song. So let's go from the time, oh sorry, excuse me, yeah, was how I clinched Miss Baltimore. Right. Give us a big, and make sure when you get to the end, boom, an explosion, like the sparklers are going off, the fireworks, light.
Yeah.
So, you know where we're going from?
What I thought.
Was how I clinched Miss Baltimore. Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Was how I clinched Miss Baltimore grabs.
Everybody take 5 minutes, restrooms are just... All right, we'll start off, we'll have a little, we'll recommence. Fiona and Maddie and Elsie can watch it on the YouTube. We'll carry on. All right. Didn't even check the phone. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing now.
I always like going first, because then you don't have to sit here being nervous the whole time, right? Maybe not first, like second is good.
But also you get a chance to make an impact.
Yeah,
Because
it's true.
this is actually, so, all right, here's a little thing as well. Don't forget, when you were auditioning, if you were at the end of a 3-hour block, the director, the musical director, the assistant director, the producer, checking their phones, tired, need the toilet,
Yeah, you never
get
know.
tired. You know, to you it's a nerve-wracking thing, to them it's Tuesday. They've done this 4 times already. This is their 8th day of auditions, etc. So it's kind of good to get in when they're fresh and interested. Because how many auditions have you done? And maybe still got the job, but where you didn't see their eyes.
Oh.
I have got jobs, and I guarantee you not one person even looked at what I was doing. They were just like,
Yeah, you're like, they hate me.
yeah, and you're like, you go out and did not get that.
Uh-huh.
Didn't get that job. And the next thing you got a call, you're like,
Yeah, and then I've had jobs where people literally stood up and gotten it from behind the table and given me a hug.
Yeah.
And I've not gotten that job.
yeah, oh yeah. Oh, it's the
Well,
worst.
like, they hugged me, I got it. And
Hey
then
kids, it's a
nothing.
horrible life. Don't do it. All right. All right.
Highest highs and the lowest lows, that's what we say.
Here we go.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Pollock. My teacher is Tom Sellwood. I will be auditioning for the role of Fiona from Shrek the Musical, and I will be singing Get Back Up Again from Trolls. I really hope I can do it, because they're all depending on me. I know that I must leave the only home I've ever known and brave the dangers of the forest, saving them before they're eaten. I mean, how hard can that be? Looking up at a sunny sky so shiny and blue, and there's a butterfly. Well, isn't that super fantastic sight? It's gonna be a fantastic day. Such marvelousness it's gonna bring. Got a pocket full of songs that I'm gonna sing, and I'm ready to take on anything. Hooray! Some super fun surprise around each corner. Just riding on a rainbow, gonna be okay. Hey, I'm not giving up today. There's nothing getting in my way. And if you knock me over, I will get back up again. Oh, something is a little wrong. We can go ahead and bring it on. And if you knock me over, I will get back up again.
Apologies, that wasn't in that video, that was just my nose doing that sort of stuff. But if you watch that on YouTube, it's perfect.
Yeah. Great. Good job. There's so many good things in there. Your hair looked perfect. It looked like Fiona hair. A note I had for that, and I had for a couple other people, it's not a huge deal. It might be personal preference, but it's what I've always heard is when you're doing an acting audition on camera, don't look at the camera. Unless you're auditioning for like a news anchor or something. Usually just like in a room, right, you wouldn't sing right at the director, you would sing slightly over their head. It's sort of the same rule for an on-camera audition is that you wouldn't look right at the camera, you sort of look off to the right or left or just above or below, okay? Don't you think?
I'm going to beg to
That's fine.
mildly disagree.
Okay.
I think it depends on the role. Obviously, with something that's bigger and more epic and generic, we want to be doing up in the sky power
Yeah.
acting and all of that. But I think when you're communicating, if your song is a communication song of, I love you and I wish you'd be mine, I think there's a lot of value to actually
Looking right at
the camera. Think
Great.
about, I think part of what we're doing is telling a story. So it may, as I said, it might be short, it might be long, but it's that telling a story. And the most important thing about a story is engaging the person watching.
Sure.
So if you feel included, this goes back to this, I'm singing this song to myself, and I never love that answer.
No, me
Because
either.
singing to ourselves is about,
It's inward, right?
it's exclusory. You're
Yeah.
excluding everybody else, this is to me. And we don't do anything to ourselves that's loud or open or big. You turn to someone and go, oh, why did I do that? You might go, damn it! That's it. So generally when we're actually letting out our emotions, it's usually to somebody we know, we trust, and we dish to and all of the rest of it. Or it's somebody we're exposing our deepest feelings to. But at which point, the story is the communication, the journey through. But the story is, I'm telling you that I love you, or I hate you, and I will never see you again. And I think that can be delivered at them.
I love it. No, it's art. It's subjective. I think either can be true. That's fine. We're allowed to disagree on it, I think. I think that's cool.
All right.
Art's different. It can be different, right? It's not going to be the same rule for everybody. I would
It can be
love
very disconcerting. So yeah.
There's no answer.
Yeah.
And the other thing, and maybe this is picky, but like it was Poppy from Trolls, and you had like a dark blue shirt on. Like wear something like a little bit more, like this outfit looks perfect, but just on a self-tape, know that like they're looking at that too. They want to see you as that character, right? So think about hair, makeup, lighting, all of that stuff to be.
And
go
it was
with the
such
role.
a strong audition. But I'm going to just quickly ask you about the process. You can come on up, actually. Come on up. You won't need to. No, just so we can hear you. Come on up, please. Sorry, come on up.
We're so scary.
You do know me, right?
Don't be scared. We're nice. I promise.
So who picked that song?
Me?
Not entirely true. You were the one who brought it, but you were suggesting about 3 other songs before that one. And when you said, I was like, oh, that's great. What song is it like? From Shrek.
Morning person.
Yeah. And soon, the other songs you suggested, I was like, yeah, they're not really Fiona. They were great songs and you sing them beautifully. But none of them were Fiona. And as soon as you said that, I was like, it's very princessy, exploring the forest sort of thing.
Yes.
That's Princess Fiona. So you had the instinct to have that song and choose it, but believe in it. Apply that thought process of what's most like the character I'm going for. Because this is the whole point with all of these auditions, these first round auditions, is you're going in and you're not known to them. You might be known to them, but they have an idea of what they're looking for. You want to be their idea of what they're looking for. So, hence, I want to look like the character and all the rest of it, because I want to walk in the room and then go, ooh, she's Fiona-like.
Yeah.
What are you singing? Oh, that's just like, wow, what luck. What an amazing choice. Wow, that was
Great
lucky.
choice.
Yeah, so that was a super choice. I really liked it. Okay.
There's an adage that like truly like directors and artistic producers are not that smart.
You need to spoon feed these things to people, right? They're not seeing your potential. They see what's in front of them, and you gotta kind of lay it out. As many things as you can do to make it obvious, the better, right?
Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Pock. I will be auditioning for the role of Fiona. I will be singing Morning Person from Shrek. Good morning, birds. Good morning, trees. Oh, what a lovely day. The sun's so big, it hurts my eyes. And really, that's okay. A brand new day with things to do. So many plans to make. I've had 6 cups of coffee, so I'm really wide awake. I've always been a morning person, morning girl. Hooray! Good morning, dear. Say, have you heard? Today's my wedding day. I haven't met my husband yet, but I'm hopeful anyway. I'll wear a gown, we'll have a ball, and dance forevermore. He'll take me in his massive arms and spin me round the floor. I've always been a morning person, morning girl. Hooray!
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with you as Fiona. This is awesome. Great, great, great. How did you feel about that?
Good.
Good? Good. I felt good about it too. Okay, let's talk about this. Your slate was great. Wasn't that a great slate? I felt like I knew who you were. You said you talked like you stood like you. I thought that was great. I'm going to talk about the moment before. I had this great idea that I've never thought about in the song before, because I've never seen Shrek. But I know all the music. So you were still looking at Tom when the music started, and then you popped your eyes forward when you started singing, which is, remember, we want to get the communication and the storytelling started as soon as the music starts, right? And then I thought, wouldn't it be funny if she pretended like she was asleep at the mic, and then you popped your eyes open right before you started singing? I, as like an auditor, would be like, hilarious, she's got a great like sense of humor. You'd have me from before you even opened your mouth. Do you think that's funny? Do you want to try it? Okay, so can you do like whatever version of you being like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe it's just eyes, whatever it is to you. Give us like that you're dead asleep and your eyes pop open as you breathe and you sing. Can we just see that? Okay, go ahead. Really like relax your face, so like you have to commit. It has to be asleep and then the whole face engages at once. You got this. Yeah, something like that. That's funny. That's a much more active moment before. The moment before is that you're sleeping, right? If you don't like that choice, because it was my choice, not yours, your choice could be you open the window. It could be, there has to be something that makes you start singing, right? And it has to be active, right? We talk about action words in acting. We're not just being sad, right? We are pining, we are reaching, we are hoping, we are tussling with, like it has to be an action word. So, and that's more interesting. It's interesting to watch someone be active. It's not interesting to watch someone be sad or happy, right? Does that make sense? So, I want to know what so there's these beautiful parts in the song where you're loud because you're singing because you had all this coffee, and then you pull way back on your volume. And I think it's a beautiful trick with the voice, and it's written that way, correct? Well, if it's not written that way, we should explore why you're doing it. If you're doing it like for vocal comfort, or if you're doing it for an acting choice. And if it's either way, we have to support it with your acting.
Well, can I step in? So this would be a musical thought. So I happen to have inside information because you told me, oh, you picked it song and it's really tough in my voice. And here's the thing. Why did you get the call back based on your video that you did? What was the difference in the song? Simple answer. That song wasn't hard for you, right? Why is this song hard?
Because it's more like higher and
It's not. It's not any higher. It's just, I think you've heard Sutton Foster do it, and you thought, right, I'm going to do it like Sutton Foster does it. I don't know that you're a married mother in their 40s, so you might want to think, what's my Fiona? And your voice is very singular. You've got this lovely, bright instrument. So if I were you, I would forget anything about what you've heard, and I would think, what's my voice going to do? And I would say, yes, there's nice moments where you can pull back into the head voice, but I would say, if my voice is kind of like yours, my voice is high and bright. I don't want to flip into higher, sweeter sounds in those bright places.
So she can belt those, you're saying?
Just belt the living heck out. Enjoy the song and make the song fit you. Because don't forget, they're not trying to cast Sutton Foster. They're trying to cast Princess Fiona. And if your version of Princess Fiona is relentlessly cheery, take it away. Don't worry too much about that. This is the most important thing I can say. And I've said this to every single one of you in this room. I'm going to say every single one of you, just about who's studied here at all. Always, always, always show what you can do, not what you would like to be able to do. So what can you do? You can sing incredible head voice stuff up in the rafters, but your voice is high set. You can belt the living heck out of stuff. Belt the living heck out of it. I want you to just come in with the big voice.
Yes.
Enjoy it, relax, and be the relentlessly cheery morning person. Might have to lose one or two of the little gags, but give us Elsie.
okay.
Can you do that?
And from an acting standpoint, now that we're changing that, so the lines that you've been switching to your head voice are, I've always been a morning person, right? Both times you've done them. So let that be what from an acting standpoint can support that. Are you just like yelling it out your window? Are you telling everyone? It's like the thing that you pride yourself on the most. You know that you're a morning person and you're so proud of it. Like, yell it from the rooftops. Okay?
So the whole thing is you're just up and like,
Yes, just like energy, build. Don't ever drop back the energy. You have coffee and you're a morning person and you're so proud. Just like tell us, okay?
Good morning, birds. Good morning, trees. Oh, what a lovely day. The sun's so big, it hurts my eye. Really, that's okay. A brand new day with things to do. So many plans to make. I've had 6 cups of coffee, so I'm really wide awake. I've always been a morning person, morning girl. Hooray! Good morning, dears. Good morning, dears. Say, have you heard? Today's my wedding day. I have him.
sure.
So good! Oh my gosh!
I mean, that's great.
And as someone watching that who knows the song, I'm like, okay, like Sutton can't belt that, even though, you know, who knows if she can, but your choice to belt it is unexpected and so makes me remember you and like you and know something different about you. I just wanted to add one more thing. You're so excited, you're talking to everyone around you. You're talking to the trees, good morning, birds. I would love to see the physicality of that, right? You feel very stuck. This is one of those songs that there's no focal point. You're talking to everything and anything. I would love to see you say hi to the squirrels and say hi to the trees and just be everywhere. I would love to see like hands askew, just take up so much space with your body.
Do you think you can do some movements, Kelsey?
Yeah.
Do you think you can maybe do some ballet hands and things? Yeah.
Really, put like squirrels there, bears there, rabbits there, trees there. Like, I want you to look in every corner of the room while you sing this. Okay? Okay, great.
I will go for the second good morning, dear. Okay, you get to that?
Great. You can't do too much movement. Just give it to us.
Ready?
Good morning, dear. Say, have you heard? Today is my wedding day. I haven't met my husband yet, but I'm hopeful anyway. I'll wear a gown
She's a very high energy person.
Oh,
Think about how bright your voice has just become. Bring the physicality up to meet it.
That was
Because everything is exciting.
Yeah.
So your energy's up. And,
Yes.
super stuff.
And who says, how do you say hooray? Do you say like hooray like this, hooray? Or do you say hooray? Or something like that, right?
Kelsey, could you just do, I've always been a morning person, a morning girl. I want it big and loud, as big as you can go. Just from there, and I want
And arms.
arms. I want the biggest finish you can give me, so I want you to go big, okay? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I've always been, all right? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
I've always been a morning person.
A morning person. So there's 2 of them. I've always been a morning person, a morning person. Hooray! Okay? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
I've always been a morning person, a morning
See? Get out.
Good job. You booked it. She booked it.
Definitely booked that. Next up. Oh yeah, we've got to watch the video first.
2 more, these 2.
This bit. All right. Hey, this will be the least late thing I've ever done. By only 15 minutes late. We're only 15 minutes over. That's really. All right.
My name is Mia Snyder. My voice teacher is Tom Sellwood. I'll be auditioning for Artful Dodger, and I'll be singing Little People. They laugh at me, these fellas, just because I am small. They laugh at me because I'm not 100 feet tall. I tell them that I'm not another hero on the ground. The world's big, but little people turn it around. I work and roll the stone, I peek and sing about. I fly around, the size flies don't care. So never kick the dog, because he's just a pup. We'll fight like 20 armies and we won't give up. So you bet I'm not the cover when the pup grows up. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, incredible. Come on up, come on up. That was great. I mean, that's a clean, beautiful audition video. I
Yeah.
mean, white wall, costume's perfect, could hear you well, can see you well, you had great physicality, the framing's good, like it's all the things. I don't know, I wouldn't change anything about that.
No, I wouldn't either. And come on to the microphone for a second. So where did you get the inspiration for that song?
Gavroche.
Gavroche. Why Gavroche?
Learning Les Mis.
She's in there just playing Gavroche. But the point is well made of it's traditionally done as a Cockney young boy character who's streetwise, knows the streets, friendly, likes to hang around, but likes to be bossy. Good choice, right, for that character. So it was a beautiful choice of character. And I love the physicality because Artful Dodger is a huge character. Very big, very extravagant, very over the top.
Yeah, it's perfect, it was great, it's great, great, great. I can't wait to see.
Hi, my name is Mia Snyder. I'll be auditioning for Artful Dodger, and I'll be singing Consider Yourself from Oliver.
Consider yourself at home. Consider yourself part of the family. We've taken to you so strong. It's clear we're going to get along. And there's a chance to see we should see some holidays. Empty holidays, like grouse. If there's a chance to see somebody to foot the bill, then the drinks are on the house. Consider yourself well in. We don't have enough fuss. Or after some consideration, we can state consider yourself one of us.
Yes, you will get bad audition pianists.
I think it was beautiful. That was great, 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 great. How did you feel about it?
Good.
Good, good. A lot is working. Your slate was great. I feel like I met you a little bit. You did sort of the same thing that some of the other people have done, which is you sort of looked at Tom while he played the intro, and then you connected with us, right? So let's talk about this moment before we keep bringing up. Who are you singing to in the song? Oliver, right. And is Oliver, is he scared in this moment? Is he confident? Is he happy? What's Oliver in this moment?
He's kind of confused because he's like never, like he's kind of talking to like a stranger.
Sure. Sure. And what are you trying to do? What's your objective in the song?
Probably to like maybe like get him to like do stuff sort of for you.
Sure, I mean, I would say a really active word in the song is you're welcoming him, right? And maybe it's for the wrong reasons, right? You're trying to get him like help you steal stuff. But this song at the very base is you welcoming him in, right? So we need to see Oliver, and maybe Oliver, where do we want to put Oliver in the room for you? Like, where do you see him? Is he maybe sitting on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? That's nice, right? And think about, like a dog, like a stray dog is on the floor, and you're like, hey bud, you okay? Come on, are you okay? No, I'm your friend, right? Think about really like talking directly to him, and then all of this behind you, imagine is this amazing like home that they built, right, in the movie. There's like the bunk beds, and they all eat the sausages in the middle, and it's like they're so proud of where they live and all the stuff they've stolen. So think about like talking to him and then being like, welcome to our palace, right? And think about the confidence level of this character, right? The artful dodger, it's literally in his name, right? So think about how your physicality, yes, you're giving me lots of physicality, but think about how it can be a little bit more proud, right? A little bit bigger, a little bit more in charge. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's the magic word. Artful Dodger is the boss.
He's the
of all
boss,
kids.
yes.
So, this is all mine. Come on.
Yeah, yes, very much. Let's see that. And I might stop you, not because anything's wrong, but just for time.
Okay.
Consider yourself at home. Consider yourself part of the family. We've taken to you so strong.
Sorry, I'm gonna sit right here. Can you sing to me?
Yeah.
Can I be on the right?
Sure.
Consider yourself at home. Consider yourself part of the furniture. There isn't a lot to spare. Who cares? Whatever we've got to share. If it's a chance to see, we should see some holidays. Empty lot of days, wine grass. If it's a chance to meet somebody to foot the bill, then the drinks are on the house. Consider yourself a mate. We don't have no fuss. For after some consideration, we can state, consider yourself one of us.
Did you feel how you weren't just singing a song to nobody, you were singing the song to somebody, you were communicating. I thought that was great.
I thought it was super. I would love it. One more time. Don't forget, what's your punchline? Consider yourself one of us.
Okay.
Don't forget, this is really important with the videos. Actually, this was a general note that I would have given to a lot of people. You want it, and just in the same way as you start your audition before the music, you ready? And you're in the seat, whatever that thing is, apparently I was angry. All right? You finish your song. One of us! The longer I hold it, the more, even if you are on the other side of the camera, we kind of go, think about that. You want them to go, oh yeah, that's your punchline. You don't go, what's brown and sticky? A stick, anyway. So I'm going to go, let the joke land, let the bomb! Thank you. Oh yeah, I'm a normal person.
Yeah.
Make sense? So, I want that. And secondly, I want all of these guys to be on with that. This is at the London Palladium, which is a barn of a theatre, 1,800 seater. You're on the stage. There's no microphone. But this is your final audition. and you are making everybody in your gang. You're the boss of every single one of them. You can catch eyes with people. Because after some consideration, you're that confident. This character is that confident. Whole room.
The boss.
Sure you're ready?
The boss.
Stand like the boss. Just keep it, consider yourself one of us. Give me the big finish. Hold it, hold it, hold it.
Okay.
Don't stop until they applaud.
Yeah.
Don't applaud. For after some consideration.
After some consideration, we can state consider yourself one of us.
Really useful to remember. Hold for applause. Even in an audition, even if they don't applaud, hold it. Make them go, oh, yeah, I'm not in the show. Oh, they're a pro. Yep. Fantastic.
Yes, very nice.
There's only one person left.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a video first. Yeah, we got that.
As an overall note, and this sort of piggybacks on what Tom had said before, so when you walk into an audition room, they want you to get the part. They don't want to waste their time. They want you to solve the problem for them. They want you to walk in and be the perfect Artful Dodger, the perfect Princess Fiona, right? So don't walk up there apologizing with your body, with your mind, for taking up space and taking up time. Take your time, be you, highlight the things you're good at, and don't rush off, because they want to see you finish and tell the full story, right? It's all the apologizing.
And also, the longer you hold, the more you're around, the more they're going to go, oh, hey, no, it says here you did like this. So is that where you found the song? Oh. Suddenly you've got a dialogue, suddenly you've got a conversation, suddenly they're finding out about you, suddenly they're invested. And they're like, oh, that Mia's nice, she was nice, I liked her.
Yeah. If they want you to leave, they'll tell you.
Yeah, they'll talk
They'll
to you.
say, thank you so much. But
Yeah.
if don't leave until they tell you to leave.
Give them a chance, give them a chance to kind of go, oh, let's ask her something.
Sure,
Or
sure.
him, or whoever. And Ava Vasquez.
Hi, my name is Ava Vasquez. I'm currently 15 years old, and today I'll be auditioning for the role of Nina from In the Heights with the song How to Return Home by Kerrigan and Loudermilk. And my voice teacher is Tom Sellwood. My house is pulsing with an alien heartbeat. Was it always here, but you never listened? It's calling you to be the girl that you were way back then. Again, take a silent breath, holding the change. Tell yourself you still live here. Take your bags upstairs, put away your clothes, take it nice and slow. Be their daughter, nothing's harder. Gotta take a breath.
Oh, that was it. Not an edit, that was just once again a glitch. And you won't see it on the YouTube video, I'm delighted to say.
What is it? Come on up, come on up. That was great. Again, like nice, well lit. I would say the music could have been a little louder to balance with the voice. Like you don't want to lose, when you do a recording, you want to make sure you can hear the music, but hear the voice more, obviously. But that was a great tape. I feel like that was a good song. I don't know that song.
No, what show is it from?
It was like in a collection of songs by like Carrie and Lionel.
So it's not going to be a common thing that anybody's going to.
I love that.
Keep that. Don't. Nobody else is allowed that song. What was I going to ask you? There was one thing I was going to ask you.
I thought it was great.
Hi, my name is Ava Vasquez. I'll be auditioning for the role of Nina in The Heights with the song Breathe. They are all counting on me to succeed. I am the one who made it out, the one who always made the grade. But maybe I should have just stayed home. When I was a child, I stayed wide awake, climbed to the highest place on every fire escape, restless to climb. I got every scholarship, saved every dollar, the first to go to college. How do I tell them why I'm coming back home with my eyes on the horizon? Now it's just me and the GWB asking, gee, Nina, what'll you be? Straight in the spine, smile for the neighbors. Everything's fine, everything's cool. Standard reply, lots of tests, lots of papers. Smile, wave goodbye, and then pray to the sky. Oh God, and what will my parents say? Can I go in there and say, I know that I'm letting you down? Just breathe.
Beautiful. Great song for you. Great role for you. Gorgeous. Yes, I can tell you like singing this, yeah? What a great song. Okay, first, just housekeeping. Don't look at the mic. Mic's not there. Don't look at it, okay? I would love you, I know this song builds really quickly vocally. I would love you to hold off, I don't know if you agree with this, on the full belt until after that first home. And then when I was a child is when the full belt starts. I feel like that home before that could be like a grow. I don't know if that's how
That's down to story. So it's your choice of what you want your story to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point in the sense of if you start big, you've got to work out where you go down to.
you don't have anywhere to go, right?
Yeah, so you want to hold something back in the tank, and there's some spectacular singing in that, which you did wonderfully, by the way. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say you kind of, you're starting in the middle of the song, which is quite common in callback.
Sure.
They'll give you the cut that's got the hardest bit in,
Yeah.
and you're just starting in the middle of a breakdown. I've literally had that where you're meant to start the scene in tears, and it's like,
Yeah, you want to build even though
Yeah.
it's not true to necessarily the song because like he's saying, you're starting in the middle of the song with the cut. So just be aware of like not singing too much too early, right? Make us wait for it a little bit. Who are you talking to?
Well, like in concert, she's talking to herself, but like in like acting wise, I'd say be talking to like a friend.
Great, I love that. Let's see that connection a little more. Where is the friend in this room? Is it like the tripod or is it a person? I would love to see a little bit more of like a strong focus point with your eyes. I'm not saying you shouldn't look away, like you did that really beautifully, but always come back so I can see who you're specifically speaking to. So maybe like I would pick, like if it were me, I would pick like where the tripod meets. That's like my friend's face.
Okay.
And what is the first line of this song?
they're all counting on me to succeed.
So why do you say that? What does your friend say to you? Or what happens right before you say that first word?
Well, I just came home from college and I ended up dropping out because it was like too much pressure for me.
Yeah.
But everyone had like such high expectations for me and I don't know what to do.
Okay, so maybe you just said to your friend, I'm dropping out of school. And your friend said, you can't do that. And then you start singing. Like that's the last thing you hear before you sing, is like justifying it, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Can I just pick up on something you said, which I think is fantastic? So, once again, we're not talking to ourselves, you're talking to a friend. Could I just get you to pretend I'm your absolute bestest buddy? You tell me how awfully hard and unfair the math test was. Just like I was your very best friend. Like, pretend I'm your best friend for a second. How'd you do in that math test?
I did awful. He literally read the questions out loud, so I didn't get a chance to
You
copy.
not stand with your hands behind your back?
Yeah.
Are you not gesticulatory with your oh my god, it was... Because I know when I'm with my buddies, I kind of get like really loose. Oh my god, it was the worst. Everything suddenly becomes really exaggerated because they're the person you completely drop the guard to. Mr. You giggling, right? How do you talk to your friends? You don't go, yeah, it was a terrible math test. It's like, oh my god, and I hate that guy. Everything gets a little bit bigger. Does it? Or are you really somebody who stands like that?
No.
But even if you are, I mean, your body's your instrument, your whole body, right? So use it. If you're giving me all this vocal energy, all this facial energy, why not put some icing on that cake with your body? You know what I mean? Show us the emotion with your whole instrument, right?
But that's why it's so good also to pick up your very best friend and to imagine that's the person you're talking to. Because you act, you emote, or you kind of get into stuff, everything gets bigger. And that's what we do on the stage. That's literally the same thing. So I want you really to sort of imagine this sort of, that scale if you talk to your friend, which is still intimate, but suddenly everything's...
Yes. And then I'd like you, my only other note, it was beautiful, is on the part where you're after B and the GWB, all that part, and you're talking about like standing up straight. I can't quite remember all the words, but you're talking about like pushing through. I can't believe I have to tell my parents I have to stand up straight. I would just like you to drop it way more depressed, way more struggle. I want to see you struggling, right? So let it be this big complaint, and then you're so sad, but you had to do it, and then I want to see you struggling to find the courage to tell your parents, right? Really take us through that physically with your body, because you're already doing it beautifully with your voice. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Want to try it?
We'll start a little soft to the start.
Mm-hmm. They are all counting on me to succeed. I am the one who made it out, the one who always made the grade. But maybe I should have just stayed home. When I was a child, I stayed wide awake, climbed to the highest place on every fire escape, restless to climb. I got every scholarship, saved every dollar, the first to go to college. How do I tell them why I'm coming back home with my eyes on the horizon? Now it's just me and the GWB asking G, Nina, what'll you be? Straighten the spine, smile for the neighbors, everything's fine, everything's cool. Standard reply, lots of tests, lots of papers. Smile, wave goodbye, and then pray to the sky. Oh God, and what will my parents say? Can I go in there and say, I know that I'm letting you down? Just breathe.
So good. So many nice changes. The way you like turned your head to the side on that part. Oh, I was feeling that was so good. Can we do just the last just breathe? I would love to see a bigger change because you found your strength, right? At the end, just breathe is hopeful. So you had all this like, oh God, Can you show me a little bit more hope in the Just Breathe? I got this. I can do this. And make it a big acting beat change. Can you just do like the one line before I get to that?
So we go, let's go from, can I go in there and say, I know that I'm letting you down.
And don't close your eyes on down, look right at your parents. Let me see the like pain in your eyes, and then I got this.
And remember, with your punchline, which is exactly what we're talking about. One, two, three.
Can I go in there and say, I know that I'm letting you down? Just breathe.
Very nice. That was exactly right. Beautiful. Very nice. Great job.
Thank you. Can I get every single one of you auditioners up here on stage? Come up, come up, come up, come up. Listen, I do not think anybody should underestimate how hard this process was. Who found all of that easy? Anybody? You guys deserve a huge bow. This was a really tough ask, and some of us. So a big round of applause. Here on the Necker, Ava Back Squares, Mia Snyder, Marin Wilson, Becca Axler, Kelsey Pollock, and Jonas Wilcox. Just super fun. Can I also get you three? Come on. Oh, and you, Sophia. Come on up. And you, Sammy. Coming up for a second. You will see all of their videos coming up as well. Just for a smile. Come on up and smile, because you guys sat through all of that. And I would just like to ask you a question when you get up here. Come. These guys took time out. I'm not missing anyone. Anybody want voice lessons? No. You guys auditioned and you all did a fantastic job and you all worked really hard on this stuff and you all deserve to get some recognition. So I give these guys a let these guys take a bow too. You'll see them on the video. You'll see them straight after this. Yes! And you don't have to. I can take it off if you don't want. But I do want to have a very important question. Going around the microphone, all of you. I just want you to answer. Did you actually learn anything from this? Go on, Rand, did you learn anything from this? Give me one takeaway. One thing that you learned. It's the microphone.
I learned that a lot of people think that doing just music is really easy, but it really takes a lot of work, and the fact I'm too short for this. The fact that all these amazing people I know a lot of these people, they work really hard for this audition. They're all amazing singers and beautiful singers. So.
But what will you do next time you have an audition?
Be good.
You already were good.
Oh.
Horizontal. Yeah, that's one thing to take away, just that one thing. Anything?
I learned the same thing.
Great answer. Anybody want to say anything else? No? No? Sophia, anything from you? Was there anything you went, oh, that's a really good idea, that's a thought, and I did too?
Showing how, when auditioning, showing the character's emotions and how the character would act, I guess, in this moment.
Your voice, your singing was absolutely beautiful. You've come along so far with your teaching. You're with Miss Chelsea, right? You've come along so wonderfully. Your next job is to start to tell the story. Tell you what, given a choice between an amazing singer who just, I'm not saying this is new standards, but an amazing singer who says and goes, oh, and is wonderful, and somebody who might not be able to carry a tune in a bucket, but you feel for and they tell you a story, who's going to get that role? The person who tells you the story and makes you feel something. So that's a great takeaway, Sophia. Anything from you, Sammy Walker?
It's the moment before. The moment before, thinking about what just happened before you started singing, so that you're portraying that emotion that you just felt.
Yeah. What? Remind me what your song was?
Good Girl Winnie Foster.
Good Girl Winnie Foster. So what just happened before you start? You just got told, go to bed. Leave bed. And so suddenly you're starting with a whole attitude, and that's the reason you suddenly go, oh God, it's always good girl when you foster. So it completely gives you that whole throughput. Thank you very much, guys. Any questions, anything? If you guys want to go sit down, anybody got any questions for us? You can go sit down, or we can call it quits. Anybody, any questions? Anybody, any thoughts? Anything you might like to ask?
I have a thought.
Yeah?
I would say Sellwood Studio's students are auditioning at basically a professional level at this point.
That's nice.
I was very impressed.
Could you say that again?
Sellwood Studios creating professional level students.
Oh, thank you.
Truly though, truly, I was very impressed. Everyone took direction well. Everyone started from such a advanced place vocally and acting wise, and then took direction really well.
And I will say, genuinely, the videos were the real tell, because obviously we were helping and working with you.
Sure.
But that's what you guys did. You already came in with these great auditions that were focused, great song choice, pretty much great framing, great sound levels, great vocals, great acting ability, you're emoting, telling a story. Honestly, if you keep doing that, you're going to get them roles. You won't get all of them because no one does, no matter how good you are. But you guys are going to get them roles, looking at what you guys are doing. So, congratulations to you all. Thank you so much for coming. We'll see you soon.